white.
Huh?
I'll take white.
Okay. Or Birmingham, never sure, but one of the industrial towns in England. And she had met my grandfather, Joseph Evans, in Toronto. He was a third-generation Welsh coal miner in Pennsylvania. And I mean, I've been to the cemetery. I see where they were. Anyway, so they arrived. I have no recollection of ever living with them because they were separated and divorced by the time I was 18 months old. And my mother was working in Pittsburgh at the Carlton House as a hat check girl, cigarette girl. The Carlton House was the poshest hotel in Pittsburgh, which we think 1947, 48. It's a bit of a stretch, but that was it. And she would make enough money to kind of take care of me. I have no idea where my father went at that point, and I was living with my grandmother. And then as I approached school age, either 5 or 6, I was farmed out to Myrtle Parfit.
What?
Myrtle Parfit. I was married to Bill Parfit, who was a coal miner. And they lived in Sunnyside Hollow, which was a little, I won't call it a suburb, a little on the other side of the river in Monongahela. You know, in a home without running water. Just to pump the water up every day. I never went to the bathroom after 6 o'clock because the bathroom was outside. And so that's where I lived until I was 8. And at that point, every Sunday we'd go to the Methodist Church, and I would sing all those songs. You know, Onward Christian Soldiers, Bringing in the Sheaves. I'm not going to do them for you. And then we'd have this, you know, extraordinary Sunday dinner. They had no money, but Myrtle was absolutely fabulous. And as one of her granddaughters later said to me many years later, she always referred to me as if I were her son. And then in the summer of my 8th birthday, we get on a Greyhound bus and go to New York because my mother has just given birth to my sister Candy. And theoretically, we're going to help my mother with the new baby. But
who was the father?
Neil Gelenter, the father who adopted me.
Oh.
By the time my mother had been divorced, and they met in Florida, and a long story. But in any event, so unbeknownst to me, I'm sure that my grandmother was there to make sure that Neil was kosher, so to speak. And once she decided that was the case, I wasn't going home. I mean, I thought I was just going for a 2-week vacation. But all of a sudden, I'm there. And not only I'm there, I discover that I'm Jewish. Who knew? You know? And I go to the 3rd grade as Terry Gelenter. Who knew? You know? Interesting story. But I'm certain from my mother's standpoint that was her exit visa. Here I am. Now, take a look at that face. He's got the same ironic grin on his face. This kid is 6. This kid knows something. This is not the average 6-year-old. He's got that to this day, he has that look. There he is. So, now you get the whole story.
Wonderful.
Yeah, my grandfather in New York, Charles Furstenberg, he used to refer to me as Oliver, like an Oliver Twist. You know, my ex-wife thought my childhood was Dickensian, but every step of the way, someone loved me. I was very fortunate, and my life could have been very different. You know, I was accepted by Neil Gelenter as his son. I was welcomed by his parents as my grandparents. I was loved all. My mother I can't swear to, but everybody else loved me, or at least they showed it. You know, and in fairness to her, she was a child, didn't speak the language, primitively educated. You know, it's hard. I don't want to speak ill of the dead. I don't think she ever did anything proactively to harm me. Her inactivity probably had an effect on me. But you know, what are you going to do? We play the cards we're dealt.